Joining me and starting this show is the executive director of Stratford Summer Music, Crystal Spicer. Crystal, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I know you've been back for a year and a half, and you've been with, so we say SSM. You've gone to the Winnipeg Ballet, the Calgary Philharmonic, and then back to this wonderful position. Tell me just about your background and how that really helps you in terms of your position as executive director today.
So, my background is actually being a production manager and technical director. So, I spent 8 years at the National Arts Centre as production manager for English theatre before moving on to the Calgary Phil. And really, what that allows me to do is really have a connection with the art. My entire career, I have worked every single day with designers, directors, musicians, actors, with the art. And I think in terms of Mark and I, that makes for a really strong relationship between the two of us. We are always focused on the music and the art that we're going to present.
So that actually brings up a great question. Mark Fewer is the artistic director. You're the executive director. Tell me what those roles are and differently, or how do they come together and collaborate?
Mark and I work together very intently on every aspect of Stratford Summer Music. We Mark's responsibility lies on the programming side. My responsibilities lie on the other side of the house, so the administration, the business management, the human resources, that type of aspect. We are a two-pronged head of the festival, so we are in conversations about all the decisions that we make, and we really work towards supporting each other and ensuring that we're reaching the goals of the organization.
Right, it's your 25th anniversary this season.
Yep.
What are the challenges and how are you overcoming them this year?
So I think our biggest challenge this year, and I think probably every arts organization says this every single year, it is the finances. We've just gone through two elections. We are now hearing tariff talks, so things are the economy is a little bit unstable. We're not quite sure. We're not seeing as many of those big sponsors and big donors coming to the table with the same type of dollars. So, that being part of the process, we know that we need to look at it carefully, make adjustments as necessary to ensure that we have a strong, healthy organization.
Right. And then how do you balance this? Because now we're talking about the finance side. You do
Yeah.
free things like the barge. How do you balance where you're actually getting the finances in to do free events versus ticketed events?
So we're very lucky. We do get government funding from all three levels of government, and that provides a giant support for what we do. Giving back to our community and making sure that we are seen in the community and that we are doing things for our community is a giant part of our mandate. It's a giant part of our funding. And we want to make sure that we are doing all those free things to ensure that people in the community see us.
Yeah, and then what venues are you at this year?
This year we are at the Avondale, the Stratford Perth Museum, our music barge down by the boathouse, the Starlight, and and Revival House, and those will be our venues this summer.
Yeah, it's exciting. And I think is the Starlight new or was that there that last year as well?
The Starlight, we went last year for our open mic night on the very last night. It's new for us to have a paid program within that. We're going to be presenting Idris Godwin in there at the Starlight. Mark is going to be playing with him, and I think it's just going to be a really unique evening.
So, Crystal, you're managing the administrative, the finance, the vision, strategic planning, that type of thing. How do you manage the events that have to be rescheduled because of inclement weather? Because you do outdoor events.
We do outdoor events. So some events like the Music Barge, when they're free outdoor events, we end up just canceling them. We don't typically have a rain plan because sometimes trying to come up with a rain plan is actually takes up more time and resources than we actually have. So typically with a barge, we'll end up canceling a performance. Last year, I think we canceled one out of 24 performances, so that's pretty good. At the museum, it's a little bit different. Those are paid performances. So wherever possible, we'll move that performance indoors. And if that's really not possible, then we'll reach out to our audience about refunding their tickets.
And that's really cool. Actually, it's great that you can bounce like that. And one out of 23 events is nothing. That's really good. Uh, you're working on 2025, but your role in leadership also is in the future. What are some of the things you're working on strategically for the future?
So I think what we're always looking at is we're always looking at how we're structured as an organization and how we are financially sustainable. So we're looking ahead at, our grant applications, how we're going to meet all of our goals. Mark and I will start looking at 2026 programming in the next few weeks. And so we're always kind of working ahead. We've really backed up our programming cycle or our planning cycle so that we're programming about 18 months out.
Actually, it's funny. The reason I asked you that was obviously purposeful because people are thinking you're just thinking ahead for 4 weeks, and in fact, you're way out on this. Tell me what excites you about this year's festival.
So I'm most excited about our family programming. As a mom with a young little boy at home, I am always looking for things to do with him. And the fact that we're branching out and now doing summer programming across 3 of the 4 weekends. So the first weekend, the second weekend in July, we're skipping August long weekend and coming back for the second weekend in August. We're very, very excited about our family programming.
And then lastly, just wrapping it up for the music festival, what can the community do to support Stratford Summer Music's success this year?
The biggest thing the community can do is come out to our events, buy your tickets to our paid events, and just come and show your presence at our events.
Wonderful. Oh, and I think you have do you have a season subscription or a package offering this year that's new?
We have launched season subscription tickets. They are available on our website. If anybody has any questions, they can feel free to call the office and we can talk through all of our options with them.
Crystal, thank you very much. Have a wonderful, successful season starting July 17th. Thanks very much for joining me.
Excellent. Thank you so much.